What's up, people? So I just finished watching the Apple event and I wanted to make a quick video going over everything they announced and everything that I'm excited about right after this. Welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I'm Kedrick Foster. I do unboxings and reviews of all the latest tech. So if you like that type of content, hit that like and that subscribe button. So Apple just wrapped up their spring announcement event and they dropped a lot of bombs. So we're going to go over everything they announced and see if any of these new products are something you want to pick up. So the first thing they announced was the new Apple TV 4K. Not too much to cover here. Just one of the highlights is it now has the A12 Bionic chip, which is the same chip that you find in the iPhone 12. It's now also going to support the new HDR content, so you can use HDR10, Dolby Vision. All of those will now be supported on the Apple TV 4K, and they also upgraded the remote. But other than that, nothing too exciting. So the next thing they announced was a new product called AirTag. And I don't know if you remember seeing a product called Tile, which is like a little Bluetooth tracker, pretty much. Now they didn't go too much into the specs and how it works, but it pretty much is like a little circle tag that you can use to track your items, sort of the same way that you use Find My iPhone or Find My iPad. And surprisingly, they were pretty cheap. I want to say it was like $30 and 4 for $100. So with that being said, my assumption is that they're going to be like a one-time use thing. So once the battery is dead, you have to replace it. They didn't mention anything about charging or none of the tech specs or how long it would last, anything like that. But just based on the price alone, by being $25 each if you buy 4, my guess is going to be similar to how the Tile trackers were. And with that is, when it dies, you have to replace it, so there's no recharging it. That will be my guess. They didn't really say. Okay, so after doing a little bit of research, again, like I said, I'm shooting this video right after the video, but after doing a little research, I did find that you can replace the battery, so that's a major plus. Now they're saying the battery should last about a year, and your phone will let you know when it's time to replace the battery, but you don't have to buy a whole new device like you do with the Tile. So that's a major plus from Apple. You can just replace the battery. And also they have the personalization like they had on AirPods, that you can put emojis or personalize whatever you want to put on it. I don't know why you want to do that, but you can do that if you would like. So that's a cool product, something I'll probably try out. And after that, their next announcement was a new color for the iPhone. So now they have a purple iPhone. I don't know why they needed an announcement for this, but it's a cool color. I think a lot of people will like this. Nothing new about the phone, but just a new color for the iPhone 12. So, okay. And now to the good stuff. So they announced that the new iPad Pro will now have the M1 chip, and that is big for a lot of reasons. So let me just go down the spec list. So of course it has the M1 chip, and that is for both the 11-inch and the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. It also now has, only on the 12.9-inch, XDR display, which is huge for me because I use my iPad to edit my videos, and by having an XDR display and the M1 chip, that's going to be a total game changer for anybody who uses their iPad for creative reasons, photo editing, video editing, anything like that. this is going to make this device a must-have for a lot of creative people. So one of the other upgrades they added was 5G. So my iPad that I use, I do have the LTE version with the SIM card from Verizon. So that 5G is also a huge added benefit, because now I can use a higher speed, a way higher speed, when I'm transferring data and I'm surfing the net. Now also they added a new front facing camera. So it's still going to be 1080p, but now it has an ultra wide front facing camera that has a new software system where it can actually track you. Where, like say, if you have your iPad set stationary, and if you're moving around, if you're on a FaceTime call, if you're on like a Zoom meeting or whatever, the camera will actually follow you in the frame, keeping you in the frame. So that's also pretty cool. Now as far as this display, it's saying it has 100 nits, full screen brightness, 16 peak brightness on HDR, has the True Tone technology, and then it has a 1,000,000 to 1 contrast ratio. And like I said, that's huge right there. And it also has the ProMotion 120 hertz display, same as the one last year, and it has the P3 color gamut. And another big thing, like they kept dropping bombs on this one. So now it's going to include a Thunderbolt port instead of the regular USB Type-C. So that's going to allow you to hook up to external hard drives. Now you can connect to external displays that will display up to a 6K image straight from your iPad. That's crazy. And another plus from this announcement is this new iPad will still work with your Magic Keyboard, and it will still work with your current Apple Pencil. So they didn't come out with a new Apple Pencil, and you don't need to buy a new Magic Keyboard because everything is still compatible. Everything looks like it's the actual same exact form factor as the 2020 iPad Pro. So that's, again, another major plus. Now, even though it does support the same Magic Keyboard, they did release a new color to the Magic Keyboard. Now it's going to be coming in a white option. Me personally, I would not get that because I can just imagine how dirty that's going to get. But if you would like a white Magic Keyboard, you now have that option. Now what they didn't mention, but I just can assume they didn't mention this, but now that the iPad is using the M1 chip, I'm assuming you're going to be able to use desktop apps, like the same app I will be able to use on my M1 MacBook or my Mac Mini. That's what I'm assuming. They didn't mention that, but it's using the same processor, so I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. But like I said, that's something they didn't announce, but I'll have to do some more research and see if it's a possibility to do. And the last thing with the iPad Pro, we now have an additional storage option. So we have your regular 128 gigabyte, we have your 256, we have your 512, we have your 1 terabyte, and now we have a 2 terabyte option for the iPad Pro. Now that's coming in at a whopping $21.99 for your 2 terabyte option. But other than that, all the other iPads are still at the same price as the last year versions, the 2020 model. So again, like I said, they hitting it out the park with this. Now the iPad, as well as that new iPhone and the tag, are available for order on April 30th, and they will be available the second half of May. So next Friday you'll be able to put your order in, and they'll start shipping the second half of May. And finally, the thing I wasn't expecting, I knew they were going to be announcing the iPad, but we didn't know they were going to be announcing the new Imacs. So of course the new Imacs are now going to be carrying the M1 chip as well, but the design is what you need to look at. So it pretty much looks like a big iPad on a stand. Like, it has pretty much no back to it. It's about as flat as an iPad almost. On the back of it, a new design The back has 4 USB Type C's. 2 of them are Thunderbolt, and then 2 of them are just regular USB Type C's. And that's the only ports on the back other than the power cable, which is now magnetized, similar to the older MacBooks. Has a mag plug on the back for the Imac. And another surprise was the colors. So I'm looking at it, and it comes in 7 different colors. We have like a green, a yellow, a orange, red, blue, purple, and your regular silver. So a lot of options for this. Like I said, it's only coming in the one size, the 24-inch, but it's sporting a 4.5K Retina display with new mics, new speakers, and of course the new M1 chip. So again, something I'm definitely going to be getting. The pricing on this new Mac is going to be, so starting off at $12.99, which is not a horrible price. Starting off at $12.99, and it goes all the way up to $1,700. So the only difference between those two is one has a 7-core processor and the other has an 8-core processor. And then of course the storage options, you can get 256, 512, and I'm assuming it should be, yeah. Well, that's strange because it's showing that the highest memory configuration on the iMac is 512. Yeah, so it's showing only had 512. So, and that's also releasing for order on April 30th, and it will be available the second half of May. So that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to make this real quick to keep y'all updated on what's going on in the world of Apple. So if y'all have any other questions about anything I covered in this video, just drop them down in the comment section and I'll be sure to get them. Let me know if y'all interested in buying any of these, because you know I'm definitely going to be getting a couple of these. So if you get one of these, drop it down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all going to be grabbing. So until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.